With a weekly Pele report for May 14th of 2025. And how was that Scorpio full moon for you a couple days ago? Kabalooey. Well, she is now waning, yeah? Yeah, she's getting smaller, out of her fullness, out of the intensity. In Sagittarius today, goes into Capricorn tomorrow. And she's going to stay there until Sunday, during which there's a number of lunar aspects, as she opposes Jupiter and squares Saturn and Neptune, and then goes in, and conjuncts Pluto, before she's goes into Pisces by Tuesday. So yeah, Sunday to Tuesday, Aquarius. Thursday to Sunday, Capricorn. But what I really am going to be talking about, of course, it is that waning moon. We also have a waning, well, not waning, but it's a third quarter square between Mercury and Mars that is happening. Mars in Leo, Mercury's coming up in Taurus. That is exact for us on Saturday, at the same day, the same time that the Sun comes into a conjunction with Uranus. And that is very powerful. I think I may be reading that Sabian symbol for you today. And that is opposite Black Moon Lilith over in Scorpio. It's at the anorectic degree, that exact opposition with Lilith, the last degree of Taurus. And it's like I really wanted to call this the root report here today, because I just love all these tree roots. They are amazing. Oh, por Dios. This is my cathedral here, my two guardians of the threshold. There they go. What else did I want to talk about? On Sunday also, very important, is Jupiter comes into a square with the moon's nodes. So we've got Sun Uranus opposite Lilith, Jupiter squaring the moon's nodes, Mercury square Mars. I mean, that's a lot going on. So let me find a place and look at the camera and talk at you. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm a little in awe and wonder, humbled by the power of Mother Nature. That boa constrictor is right back there. I just almost stepped on him. I mean, wow. He's got to be 2 meters long at least. And the biggest boa that I've ever seen, people in the community have ever seen. I put it on WhatsApp to see. And the boa eats other venomous snakes and is seen as a power animal, a sacred creature in the Amazon. So I'm feeling very blessed in a way. I also feel like for today's report, I really wanted to talk about, like we are snakes shedding a skin. This is a period, this year of 2025, this Saturn-Neptune conjunction. What I didn't say at the beginning of today's report that I really wanted to talk about is Saturn at the last degree of Pisces. of 360 degrees in a cycle, Saturn, the Lord of Karma, the great teacher, the ruler of time and space, coming to an end, closing and completing a 28-29 year cycle of his journey, of our journey. And he's at that exact degree from yesterday, the 13th, till like the 24th. And then he's going to go into Aries, meet up with Neptune, and they're both going to come back. And he's going to be at that same degree again from September 1st to the 14th, retrograde. And finally, going direct, is going to pass over that last degree and finally move into Aries from February 5th to 14th of 2026. So this is like, I always say, Saturn transits are like 9-month pregnancies, okay? And Saturn first coming up to this degree, this last degree, is really giving us the first pass is always like, oh, so this is my karma, or this is what I need to look at, or this is what I'm finishing and closing and completing. And then Saturn goes up and goes retrograde and comes back and gives us, this 9-month period of time to accomplish, or to like really embody or act on or integrate what we have discovered, what we have seen, what we have, been initiated into, so that by next February, okay, fait accompli, is that how you say it? Like done, initiation complete, skin off, take off successful. But in the meantime, we are in this realm where now, the main thing that I see with Saturn, Neptune is what? The end of illusions. Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, the 12th house, is about fantasies, imaginations, dreams, creativity, artistry, but also escapism, denial, avoidance, wanting to go to multi-dimensional levels rather than deal with our shit and look at our stuff and look at our karma and the results of our actions and the consequences of Saturn and take responsibility and mature and become more objective and elder. So when these two collide and when they meet, this is a big year. Okay, and then of course we know the North Node just came through there. It hasn't happened in thousands of years, but so this is a really big time. And then within that larger cycle of things, this week we have the Sun moving through Taurus, coming to conjoin with Uranus, the Great Liberator, the Enlightener, the Awakener, Prometheus, the Light Bearer. Open your third eye, witness yourself, see yourself. We know that in astrology, Uranus rules the individual unconscious that holds within it the Akashic record of our soul through all of our past lives. If you want to awaken to your unconscious, look out. Everything that you've done, felt, experienced, Uranus is also the ruler of trauma. It's awakening, sudden flashes, but sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes what is revealed about ourselves is not always the prettiest, especially in this opposition to Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio, who she's just dancing through Scorpio for 9 months, asking why, researching, investigating, digging deeper into the shadow realms, into the underworld, into the root and second chakras, and bringing up like a volcano. And then we have that full moon in Scorpio a few days ago. So, you know, this is a very, very powerful time. And I was reading about how actually that full moon in Scorpio, in other spiritual traditions, this is 100-year most potent, powerful time of the release of super intense, powerful energies that are part of this initiation process happening between 2020 and 2030. And guess what, folks? 2025 is right dead center in the middle. So if you feel like you are going through an initiation, if you feel like you are really looking or needing to look at or dealing with, okay, some sudden shocking experiences or new awarenesses, join the crowd. This is in the collective. And not only that, what else do we need to take into consideration? Jupiter squaring the moon's nodes. Jupiter squaring the moon's nodes is saying, guess what? In order to now go forward, we need to release the past. And it's not always easy. We have connections to an old identity. We have good friends. We have enjoyed and been comfortable in this house or this job or this relationship or this family or this community. It's not easy to just, pick up your cot and walk. It's not always easy to say goodbye to an old lifestyle, an old way of earning your living or showing up in the world, or you have to see really where. The north node of the moon is in Pisces, right? Around, 25 degrees or so. You want to look where that is in your chart. Jupiter coming around to 25, 26 Gemini. And the south node of the moon at 25 or so of Virgo is where the goodbye needs to be happening. By house and sign and aspect, look at that. Look where that falls in your chart, because, it's conjunct my Jupiter. I get to say goodbye to Jupiter. Oh my God! Ah! Anyway, within that background and that tapestry, we then have Mercury coming around to square Mars. Now, that Mercury was conjunct Mars, okay, last Halloween. Where were you in the end of October 30th? Mercury was conjunct Mars where? At the 13th degree of Scorpio. Scorpio, the revealer of truth, the bullshit detector. Intensity is oftentimes needed for us to break through, see, and realize the lies we've been telling ourselves and believing. Scorpio is not comfortable. It is about alchemical transformation. And that transformation, like I said, this is leaving the comfort zone. Do you see how everything that's going on now? Goodbye, soft couch. Goodbye, easy life. Goodbye, niceness. And welcome to, yikes. All I can say is this is really part of an initiation. This is part of a rebirthing. And once the snake sheds its skin, it starts a whole new life. And yes, it's very vulnerable at the beginning. That new skin is very sensitive. And so, yes, we are. This is a time to really be gentle with yourself. slow down. It's easy to be threatened, to react, to want to fix, change, jump, put out the fires, or stop this or stop that. This is a long-term evolutionary growth. This is not something that's to be fixed or dealt with in a superficial way. This is way more even about past life karma. Coming forward. Uranus, right? Our unconscious past lives. Pisces and Saturn, the Lord of karma and consequences, through very great periods of time. So there's no easy, quick fix. This is not an oil change. You drive in, empty your oil, put in some new oil, and you drive away. This is an engine rebuild. You get to, bring that car in and leave it and have them dismantle it and come back next February and pick up your new, whatever. So this is a time of not, trying not to freak out, not to overreact, not to jump to conclusions, not to harshly judge or criticize yourself or other people. Step into the heart of compassion. This is that Pisces realm, and the Mercury square Mars is what? What's going on since last October, and that's what's in this week's mantra. Speaking our truth. Speaking the truth. It's the truth will set us free. Not fearing the truth. And maybe the truth hurts. Maybe the truth is embarrassing. Maybe the truth is ugly. Maybe we've, done this, that, or the other thing that we're ashamed of or whatever. But this is how wounds come up to the surface to be healed. Yeah? And the beautiful part of that is what? Yeah? Jupiter is sextile Chiron. Sunday. So there is great healing that can be happening here. But it's deep healing, it's time consuming, and it requires total honesty with a minimal amount of judgment and inner work. Speaking of judgment, however, though, I also want to look at and understand that Saturn also rules guilt. Yeah? Guilt. And Capricorn, Saturn, the 10th house have to do with integrity. They have to do with right judgment. They have to do with morality and ethics and right behavior. And when we veer off or veer out of integrity, we do move into a place of guilt. And Scorpio rules over shame, shamed by others, right? And there is healthy guilt and shame, and there is unhealthy guilt and shame. So some of it is also, I think, separating, and really, it's only through this inner work and this reflection, Saturn rules reflection, that we can really dive in and go, okay, that was put on me by my elders, my parents, my partner, my, whoever in my relationships or in my life or some church or religion, or that was put on me. And then there's the other guilt of, I just blew it. I was impulsive, I was rash, I was immature, I was needy, out of my wound, I, acted, ignorantly, whatever, right? That kind of guilt and shame is almost essential, I would think. I mean, it's like very necessary. It's very helpful. So sometimes it's good to feel bad about yourself. I mean, You know, you don't want to get stuck there and let it, drown you or, kill you or move you into depression or anxiety or despair. But you want to make note, hello, and that's a key to a door that can unlock deeper wounds. And healing those wounds, we become teachers and we become healers. And there's great wisdom in our wounds. WW, wisdom in the wound. I got to remember that one. That's we emerge out of this on the other side. That snake comes out of that skin and, we are older and we are wiser and we are better healers. We are better teachers. We are better humans. We are better partners. We are better, right? So, yeah, this is hard work, tough work, not easy work, not nice work, but definitely the path of growth and evolution. And then within all of that, we have the moon coming around through Capricorn, Aquarius, finally coming around to Pisces, coming into the third quarter square to the sun, at the last degree of Aquarius to the last degree of Taurus. Next week the sun goes into Gemini. So we're really breaking out of our fixed Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, the fixed cross. We're breaking out of our rigid old ruts, our rigid old identities. And with Uranus in particular, it's time to be flexible, folks. This is not a time to be digging in your heels and going, no, I'm right, you're wrong. You're stuck in duality, stuck in polarity, stuck in blame. It's like, okay, let me sleep on that. Let me think about that. Let me reflect on that. Let me see how that feels. See if I can, wear that or own that or blah, 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 blah. This is really time of looking at the multifaceted diamond of life. Not being stuck in one angle, one position. Yeah? So that moon moving through Aquarius and Pisces is, upper chakras, total objectivity. Get out of our subjective egos and really see the bigger, higher, wider, broader picture. Woo! So yeah, baby. Hang on in there. I mean, it's going to be a journey. Next month, Jupiter moves into Cancer. Okay, maybe the end of this month even. Again, inner journey for a year. Jupiter's going to be in Cancer for a year. This is water, feeling, past, childhood, mom, emotions. Water goes down. Oh, man. We shall rise again. It's only 5 years or so. We're halfway through 2020 to 2030. Come on. We can do this. We can do this. Oh, my God. Ow! I'm running out of time to finish. What began so long ago? The best I can do is speak my truth as Spirit has it under control. That's the other part of the North Node in Pisces, surrendering to Spirit, allowing and accepting the process as it is without control. That is so hard for so many of us. I know it's nice to feel like you have some control over your destiny, over your future, over your life, over what's going to happen. And I don't know, man. The older you get, the more you kind of realize, guess what, whoosh. ego control is an illusion. This may be one of the awakenings, or Uranus insights. Okay, is that really, we think we have a lot of control, but we are so unconsciously driven. You realize, 90% of our brain is unconscious. Okay, I mean, we are largely unconscious beings. Especially the water signs and the water houses, 4, 8, and 12. You got lots of planets there and those signs and houses. This is really, where you are, coming from these watery realms of the unconscious. And this air is all, conscious and up there, but really, what's really driving the bus can be our emotional needs, our inner child, our unconscious fears. There's very, very, very many complex aspects of our psyche that's what life is, making the unconscious conscious, baby. One more time, let you go for today, and I'm running out of time to finish. I'm running out of time to finish what began so long ago. The best I can do is to speak my truth as Spirit has it under control. It's going to be okay. Spirit holds us. Spirit is with us, behind us, in front of us, above us, and below us. Song for this week: wheels in the sky keep on turning. Don't know where I'll be tomorrow. Wheels in the sky keep on turning. Dun, 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 dun. I forget the words. Just remember, the wheels in the sky do keep on turning, and no sooner do you go all the way down than you will come back up. Yeah? This grand show is eternal. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.